What's going on, people? It is Irish Gunner HD here. You can call me Irish, and today you're going to be watching 3 clips. The first one will be a really good end to a Carrier Assault game. It's a really nice comeback, not nice comeback really, but it's a Carrier Assault game, and we just snatch it. It's a clutch victory right at the very end, so that was really fun. And then the second one is just a pretty decent boat run, and finally it's just a chopper run on Gulf of Oman. So that's it. I'm sort of running low on Battlefield clips. I used most of them from my last video. But yeah, that's about it. I hope you enjoyed the footage. But today's video is basically my 300th. And me not being able to think of anything special to do, like people usually do vlogs or whatever. I did that recently for my 500 subscriber passing, sorry. And so I didn't really know what to do, and I just kind of last minute decided to do a Q&A, ask people to ask me questions. So I went onto Tumblr, Facebook and Twitter, and I was going to make a video, but if I did, that probably would have got more questions. But if I did make a video, the one asking for questions for my 300th video would have been my 300th video. So I didn't unfortunately get too many questions, so I just reached out to a few people, asked them if they were wondering anything specifically about like gaming or music, whatever, and they were nice enough to give me some questions. So I suppose we get into it now. The first one is from Editor D, and it's what hurts Battlefield more, non-PTFO players or the netcode? So I asked him to ask me Battlefield related questions, or so I can give my thoughts on that. And basically, I think it's non-PTFO players, because obviously the netcode and the whole lag issues and bullets not hitting where you're aiming and all that crap, that is really like detrimental to the game. Like, you could go and try and sneak the last little kill to as this gameplay is a clutch, like you could get the last kill, like just save the MCOM, and you could not kill the guy because of netcode or something like that. But what's more likely to happen, in my opinion, is if you've got non-PTFO players, you've probably lost the game a lot earlier. If you have an entire team of 32 versus 32, everyone playing the objective like crazy, that's much more conducive to a good game than like a load of people all of that and bad netcode. At least everyone's trying to win. At least it's going to be like that's conducive to a good game, as I said. Like, at least everyone is doing their best, and you can kind of fight the bad netcode and do your best to try and just deal with it. But if there's nobody is playing the objective and you've just got a whole team of snipers or whatever like that, and the netcode is perfect, it doesn't really matter, because yes, you might be getting kills yourself, but you're going to lose the game because nobody's really playing the effing objective. Like, so I think that's about all I had to say on that. It's like, I know netcode is a huge issue, it really frustrates a lot of people, but I really think that I would much rather have poor netcode than be in a team full of people not playing the objective. But that's my opinion. That's that. So his second question was a more positive one. Are vehicles or infantry your main focus? I love vehicles. Sorry, jeez. I love vehicles. I do obviously love helicopters and jets. I'm not very good in jets anymore. I used to be alright on the Xbox, but since I switched to PC, I'm just not that great at aiming and stuff like that, which is kind of strange. I think the sticks are easier to use for jets, but I love piloting choppers. I'm not the best at it. I can, as you can see at the end here, I can do my thing. I can handle the chopper. I'm just not very good at aiming. I'm not good at the whole defensive side of it. But there's that clutch win. You see it right at the end. We got the 2 of them. They had 1 left, so it was awesome. But yeah, so I think definitely my focus, my main focus for Battlefield and any kind of shooter game is the guns. It's the infantry one-on-one. It's why I spend a lot of my time playing domination, aside from the game not just not wanting to play like games like Conquest or something like that when the game is kind of broken or whatever. The other reason is that I love gun-on-gun infantry gameplay, I suppose you call it. I love guns. I think they're really interesting, not in like a lunatic gun nut way, but I like the mechanics of them and stuff, like how you pull the trigger and this happens and that happens and this thing catches fire and it booms out a thing. I like the mechanical aspect of guns. So like having all these different guns to shoot at different rates of fire, have different magazine sizes, different recoil patterns and stuff like that. That's definitely kind of my bread and butter, shall we say. So definitely, I think as far as Battlefield goes, it's definitely infantry for me. Not to mention you're not as much of a heavy hitter. You've got a lot more at your disposal, sort of. Like in a vehicle, you've got maybe 2 options. You've got your primary and your secondary. Whereas if you're an infantry, you've got your primary, secondary, some kind of, depending on the class, you've got some kind of piece of equipment, a second piece of equipment, grenades, whatever. Like, you've got a load of different options. So I definitely think that's why I prefer infantry. But moving on, from next question is from Scanner Barkley. Oh, sorry, thanks for the question, Eder. Scanner Barkley, then, music related ones. I asked him to give me some music related questions. Greatest musical influence is the first question, and I have to say, if not my dad, because like listening to him playing the guitar and watching him playing the guitar and stuff when I was younger, I probably wouldn't be into making, or I wouldn't be into playing guitar. I wouldn't have never gotten into playing physical guitar, and that probably wouldn't have led on to my interest in actually making music, which is what I do now, obviously. But yeah, I definitely say like really my dad. But as far as like musicians, probably. Oh, that's an interesting one. Maybe I would say maybe Deadmau5. To be honest, I know that's probably he's not the most popular in the world just due to the way he goes on Twitter and stuff like that. But I love his approach to music, and I love that even though he's not like technically gifted, he can't play really any instruments. He makes some of the most incredible, original, different kind of like not your typical EDM bullshit. Like he's just very, very original, and he doesn't pull any punches. He doesn't take any shit from anybody. If somebody's being a retard, he'll call him out on it. Sorry for using that word if that's offensive. That's just the first one that came to mind. Yeah, I think definitely Deadmau5. The way he carries himself, the way he goes about making his music, he shares with everyone with his live streams and stuff like that. He's all about like maybe not the exact techniques, but like he likes to he lets you sit there and watch him in his studio, which not many people do. Like they try to keep it this big secret, but. Yeah, definitely, probably Deadmau5 and my dad would be tied. And the second question then is, if you could have written one song that somebody else actually wrote, what one would it be? And I have to say, I was listening to it for a long time last night on repeat and going in depth, and there's and there's behind the scenes kind of thing. Bohemian Rhapsody by Queen, I think, would be the one that springs to mind at least. There's probably an obscure one that I know that I love that I've probably said a million times. I wish I wrote it. Some of my friends, actually, my friend Fiasco, that Red song, I would have loved to have wrote that. That is a brilliant, brilliant tune. Like, that's like, I feel really lucky to actually know and be able to talk and pick his brain about the kind of things that he does, because he's really technically musically gifted. Like, so yeah, like that song Red is definitely up there on the list. But yeah, Bohemian Rhapsody, it's just everyone knows. I don't think I need to explain about Bohemian Rhapsody. It's just so, it's like 5 different musical ideas in one, and they flow and they connect seamlessly. And not to mention the fact that just musically they sound good. Just the technical idea and thought and kind of skill that went into creating that song is just amazing. It really is. It really shows Freddie Mercury for what he really was, an amazing, as well as singer. He played the piano, he wrote the piano, he wrote a lot of the tracks, and Brian May, an amazing guitarist, obviously. Just yeah, I definitely think that has to be in it, or that has to be the one. We're coming to the end now. This is the last clip, so I'll try and get through these a little quicker. What's in your gaming PC? My specs are on my channel. If you go to the About section, it's basically an ASRock Pro Z77 Pro 3 motherboard, a i5 35K at the standard clock speed, whatever that is, 8 gigs of Corsair Vengeance RAM, a 650 NVIDIA Asus 650 Ti, GTX 650 Ti, and what else is there? It's like a Corsair CX500 power supply. And then my hard drive is a 1TB Western Digital Caviar Black, and I took the old 200 and something gigabyte hard drive out my old PC. So that's that. And then the further details, like my monitors and my keyboard, my mouse and all. I've got the Rat7 mouse, a random keyboard, dual monitor setup. I've got a setup video, and I've got the specs on my channel page, so definitely check that out if you're interested. Next up then we have my mate Deco Burn 106 on YouTube. Definitely go check him out. Does really good real life drifting videos. He's got himself a nice little S14 and he goes drifting around local events in Ireland. Definitely worth a look. After your first time video editing, like the first time I put a video together, I'm assuming, did you ever think you'd develop to the stage that you are now as far as editing skills and getting a partnership with GT Channel? And I have to say, definitely not. I remember when I first started editing videos, it was very fun, obviously, but it was kind of like, okay, I just put a slice here. Oh, excuse me. I put a slice here. I put the next one. I overlay them, and there's a fade, and that's it. And I put a fade in at the start and a fade out. From doing that back then to like making some of the montages and stuff like that I've made, like they're so much fun. Like they're the reason that I stick them up. Like they're probably not of interest to most people, but like those stupid little that ridiculous Far Cry 3 parody thing. That was just purely because I love video editing, like creative video editing, like matching things to the music and putting effects on, and like just being crazy as that stupid as that video was. Like it was a lot of fun to actually sit down and edit. Even something like the GTA 5 stunts thing, it might not look like it, but a lot of work went into editing that because it's all synced to the beat of the Fiasco Red song. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. I definitely didn't think I'd be able to get to that stage, and I've still got a long way to go. Like I'm still only doing basic beat matching and stuff like that. And as far as getting a channel, a partnership, I am beyond happy with that, because that my goal was to get 500 subscribers, and that would be it. I'd be good then. Like that would be it. But like by the time I had gotten 500 originally, I was like partnered. I think, I don't want to say that for sure because I don't remember. But I think I was partnered. This clip is going to end now, so I'm going to have to just keep going because there's loads more questions. Well, not loads more. There's a few more questions, and I'm just going to have to get more footage. But yeah, so then like that was just crazy to get partnered. And the reason that it was so cool for me, because I'd been approached a couple of times by like smaller random people that I'd never heard of. But like when I heard GT Channel, I was like, that rings a bell. And I remembered that GT Channel had like an advertising spot at Formula Drift Road Atlanta last year. Like to either side of the start line where the cars take off at the top of the hill, there was big GT Channel signs, and I was just like, wow, like that is incredible. To get partnered with them, and they're really nice, really helpful. All the people there are awesome. So yeah, definitely didn't see it coming. I hoped for it. Obviously, like you can tell, like by the way I branded my channel and came up with logos and stuff like that. I've always been aiming to be to be an air quotes big channel or whatever. And I'll get there one day, hopefully. But yeah, like I always hoped and wanted and planned and kind of set my goal to get partnered. But like 500 subs, I was happy with that. Anything after that is just a bonus. So good question, man. Cheers for that. And then I must answer it because he'll kill me if I don't. Pink wafers or jammy Dodgers? And I have to say, well, I used to like the old jammy Dodgers. A pink wafer, that crisp crunch to it, and then that soft, sticky stuff in the middle. That's my jam. My jammy Dodgers, if you will. Oh, I'm terrible. I'm sorry. Moving on then, my buddy Day Day, he has a channel. I'll link it in the description when I find out what it's called, because it's a really, as far as I remember, I can't remember the name of it, but like the name is like Sniper something on its. Oh no, it's what is it? Road Running Monkey, yeah, that's it. Awesome. I'll throw that up on the screen. So yeah, who are your main YouTube influences? So I think I answered this in my first ever Q&A, and it's basically like D Crew Colin, like a hero of mine. Probably the NGT guys, all the NGT guys back in the day. And like I don't really have any influences anymore, because now I'm just kind of doing my thing and doing my own thing, and you know what I mean? Like it's just I'm influencing myself kind of or whatever. Like somebody's work rate maybe that motivates me is somebody like Scanner Barkley has just got ridiculous ideas for days, like just ideas upon ideas. He never doesn't have a good interesting subject to talk about. That definitely motivates me, because as you guys know, my channel can go quiet for a couple of days at a time where I've just nothing to say really about anything. Like Scanner is just awesome at coming up with, and if he hasn't got any ideas, which I'm sure he still does, he'll like start a new Let's Play and that'll be successful, and he's able to pull that off. So definitely Scanner Barkley, for his kind of work rate and stuff, is very, very influential to me. It's something that I strive to get to. So that was Day Day's only question. And then finally, Rupert Awesome on Tumblr, good buddy of mine. What's up, Kev? What does Mr., and he used my real name, but I'm just going to say Irish, want to do with his life? And pretty much it's music. I realised about 2009 that I wanted to be a musician. I'm not chasing it super hard because I don't believe that it's ever gonna happen. But like that is, if you want to know what I want to do with my life, obviously get a job, get a full-time proper job going, move out, get a house, get a car, all that kind of thing. Not really looking at females at the minute. Broke up with my girlfriend of about 2 years, a couple of months ago, about half a year ago now, and I'm just not really looking for that at the minute, so that's not one of my goals. But yeah, definitely move out, get a proper job, get a car, those kind of things. But as far as life goals and a career path ideal, if it was ever to work out, it would definitely be musician, music producer, electronic music producer of some kind. That would be that. So I told him I'd answer that, even though he was, I think he was kind of joking when he asked that. So there you go. Even if you were joking, Kev, I answered that anyway. So that's about it. If you enjoyed it, please do leave a thumbs up. Thanks again for sticking by for 300 videos. And yeah, that's it. If you enjoyed it, please do leave a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new here. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.